And Chris is, hanging out with some Time Lords right now. Stuck in the Time Vortex.
He was supposed to be here like 5 seconds ago, but
yeah.
I'm guessing he's helping somebody with fighting Daleks or something.
Okay, alright. Right now, let's just make it a deal, alright?
I know, I saw a blue time...
If any of us ever hang out with the Time Lord or invent a time machine, we meet right now, somebody comes back right now, just says hi. Okay? Agreed?
Agreed.
Alright.
But if that did happen, I would have already agreed to it beforehand.
Worth a shot, right?
Well, I was watching the podcast a couple months ago, and I think it did work.
You are correct, sir.
That is true. Anyway, hi. How's it going?
You know what we're talking about.
Yes,
I know.
we do. Apps on your phone. It's a thing. It's been a thing for a while now, hasn't it?
Oh, it has.
Yeah.
I love my apps.
Yeah.
What are these things called? Smartphones. Okay,
Why couldn't you get stuck in the time vortex? I'm kidding. We love you.
I'm special, you know?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple apps
Yeah.
I constantly use on my phone, like Facebook. Even though I hate it so much.
It's always a love-hate relationship.
It's
always.
Every time they
like
change
crap.
form, you
Yeah.
hate it, and then your
I
thing.
love it, but then afterwards I go through the
It's like,
withdrawal, and it's like,
this is kind of cool.
It's a drug. It's a drug.
It is.
It
It
is.
totally is.
Entirely a drug.
And I'm gonna update it the next chance I get.
Yes.
You know what else is a drug for me? Candy Crush. I can't stop playing that game.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm lucky enough to never have played Candy Crush.
When do we need to have the interventions?
I probably never will.
I don't even like the game. I hate it. It's stupid. But I can't stop playing it.
Are you one of those that just sits on the toilet and plays it?
Oh yeah.
Like Angry
Oh,
Birds?
yeah. I'm not even.
I do that with Angry
I'm not
Birds.
even denying it.
I know.
I sat down about like the 10th level and I'm like, you know what? I'm finishing this game. I don't care how long it takes me. I'm finishing this game.
Oh.
See, I love my mother. I call her Moogie. And if you know the reason,
Moogie?
if you recognize the word Moogie, you're awesome. Email us at podcast@kitsunecon.com. But my
Moogie.
Yes, and I'm not going to say why. I mean, it'd be a challenge for our viewers. You know?
I smell bacon.
But so my mom,
Anyway.
she had my sister's phone,
Right.
and my sister decides she's going to teach my mom how to play Candy Crush, and that lasted about 2 seconds before my sister gave up on teaching my mom how to play it. But my mom was determined she's going to learn this game. So for a good hour, she is tapping everything. All of the candies, she's not swiping, she's just tapping. And I look at my mother and I go, I got to help my Moogie. I just have to. And my sister is in the background going, and I had to. I taught her how to play this game. And after 10 minutes, I gave up. She figured it out 2 hours later.
Then you
And
have
I
to
think after the
swipe the
first
candy,
one-
not tap the candy.
Yeah. Because then she started swiping it, but she didn't know exactly what she needed to do to line them up or anything.
Okay, they swipe. I know
Oh, they
that.
actually disappear? Holy crap.
Whoa. Yeah. Getting away from games, I just downloaded this app. It's called Zombies Run. It was actually one of the very first things to be kickstarted, like one of the first 10 or 15 things to ever be kickstarted.
Like Ouya.
Yeah, and it's a workout app. I'm kind of on a health
I've noticed.
kick. Thank you. Yeah, I've lost like 2 pounds. That's about it.
Baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps.
Start somewhere.
No, and that type of stuff is helpful. It's
and
it shows you your progress.
Yeah, it does track your progress, but what it does is it gives you a story. It puts like
a
you
Attack
are
on Titan type story.
You're in a.
That would make me run.
It would
See
actually.
the things on the sides and you jump around.
Yeah,
like
that would
Spider-Man?
actually be really
That'd
cool.
be awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
You're on an island, zombie-infested island,
Mhm.
and you're part of this town, and you are runner number 5, going out into the zombie-infested areas.
Number 5 is alive.
Looking for infected, and killing them, and getting supplies and things like that. And there's a story behind it, and I want to run just to figure out the story, because it won't tell you the story unless you're running.
Oh, nice.
It tells you the story after you've hit a certain amount of distance within your time. You can sync up your playlist with it, so it pumps music into your ears, especially after okay, there's a horde of zombies behind you. Run and then play some dubstep, and you're like, okay, I want to run now.
See, and I'm all for laziness. So can you look on like Wikipedia or GameFAQs.com to find out what that story is?
There probably is like YouTube videos of it somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of I was mad that I couldn't go for a run the other day because I was just tired from work. So.
And I gotta admit,
Yeah.
I know this isn't on
It
apps or
works.
anything, but
Check that out, Zombies Run.
But once you get a routine, an exercise routine,
Mhm.
if you miss a day, you actually do feel bad. And we're like, I should have worked out, or
Yeah.
your body notices. It's
Oh yeah.
Besides games, what about you?
App-wise, I really don't use a lot. I mean, it's mainly the ones we've already.
Just Facebook and Candy Crush.
Pretty
and
much.
Angry Birds.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, I do a lot of some of the apps that I do use are a lot of emulation apps. So I've got Super Nintendo, PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big gamer there, so I
check out Genesis. If you like role-playing games, go for the Phantasy Star games.
I have played those.
Yes, those are fun. What are you playing right now?
Actually, there is one app that I do like that I use a couple times a week at least. It's Watashi wa Sukoshi Nihongo ga hanasemasu. I can speak a little Japanese.
Right.
And as a way for me to learn the kanji, because there's
Which is very hard to
thousands
learn.
of kanji.
Very hard to learn.
Oh, yeah, God, yeah. Hai. Totemo muzakashi. But there's an app out there called Anki Droid. And it's a flashcard program for your phone,
Right.
where you can download a whole bunch of different types of languages or any kind of things that you want to learn and help memorize.
Oh.
And it's a whole bunch of flashcards that you can just have on your phone. It shows, the kanji, you say what it is, and if you're right, you do good. I mean, you then specify, how easy it was or difficult it was. If you're like me, you totally forget what the kanji is, and then you spend the next hour trying to remember what the kanji means, But
and then it bugs you, and then you remember, and you're like, oh!
But for something like kanji, where it's so complex,
Right.
this has helped me out a lot for memorizing all the kanji.
That'll help. What is it called?
Anki Droid.
Anki Droid.
Yeah, A-N-K-I. Kind of like the Egyptian Ankh.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I'll check that one out.
Since Egyptian Japanese match up, but there's a whole bunch of different
Yeah.
things on there. I just use it for kanji.
That's interesting. I'll
Yeah.
check that out. So.
I derailed you, didn't I?
Yes, you did a little. But no, that's good. So check those out. I know mine are all on both Android and Apple, but why would you use Apple? It's such a horrible system.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's a good system. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we would totally support it, Apple, if
Let's
you
put out an entirely new
gave
iOS.
us some free products to help test it out.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
learn
totally.
how good it is. Yeah.
Yeah, let's make an entirely new iOS that just changes the lock screen.
There's like a new iPhone too, right?
Made of
I would
plastic.
totally
and
love to support
totally
it
awesome, horrible.
if I had a copy of it for free, Apple.
Well, they've got to come out with a new one every so often.
Yeah, every like 3 weeks.
When you
it
hit
was.
3-4 weeks, it's like, man, we got to release
Whoa,
something new.
whoa,
Right
whoa.
away.
People are already used to our thing.
Oh yeah, it's like the only thing that Apple does. They don't make Macintosh anymore, so it's like
Oh
Yeah, what else are they gonna do?
Yeah.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
true. So, Todd, what are you playing right now, game wise?
Game wise, the question is what am I not playing?
I know what you're not playing. Kingdom Hearts HD Final Mix.
Harsh.
Hearts.
Okay.
Hearts.
I heard that right.
Kingdom Hearts HD Final Mix.
How's that going for you?
I am 36 hours into it, level 53, and I still can't beat Maleficent's second form. Oh god.
Hey, I heard the second form is the Todd, and that's very difficult to beat.
I hear that too.
I would know.
Yeah,
I
because
would know.
once you beat a Todd, you are a Todd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can only achieve Todd status once you've beaten the highest other form.
What was
That's true.
What was your
heard
name
that too,
before
yeah.
Todd?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Once
matter.
you're Todd, nothing
Once you're
else
Todd,
matters.
it doesn't matter.
I thought it was pre-Todd,
Once
which was really ironic. Because
Yeah,
when he became Todd, he
it was
just
like-
dropped the first 3
yeah,
letters
it
of
was
his
like,
name.
yeah, it kind of worked
It's like,
out.
exactly.
It's like before for data. It's like
Were you able to play the original one? When it was first
Yes,
released?
it was. However, I was like 12 and had a very short attention span. Never got past the.
I'm
deep
sorry, I
jungle.
wasn't paying attention.
Never got past the deep jungle, the Tarzan world, because I couldn't find the vine to go up to the higher trees. So I'm just like, I won't play this. And then I looked it up on YouTube to figure out the story, and then I jumped into 2 and beat that one at least.
That's a pretty sad story.
Yes, it is. So I'm redeeming myself by beating this one, but it is. She turns into a dragon and. Like, she throws literally 15 attacks at you at once.
To defeat the dragon, you need a hobbit. The hobbit would be able to distract the dragon,
The hobbit.
and then you get an archer from the town to shoot the dragon in that one little spot.
Yeah, the
The
one
chink in
little
the
spot,
armor,
yeah.
and kills the dragon.
Yeah.
That's how you defeat the second form.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
coming out in December.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. We're going to review that. We are.
We can review it right now. It's an amazing movie. You should see it.
Yes.
So-
It will be. Just go see it.
I finally played Lollipop Chainsaw all the way through.
Did you?
Yeah.
I could not get past the ridiculousness of that game.
I love ridiculousness.
I mean, I loved it
As
to
you mean a
death.
test.
I loved it to death, and it was super fun.
Mhm.
But it was just like by the 5th time I've grabbed a zombie by the balls and ripped him out.
See,
I'm just
the
like-
fighting I loved, it was all the other stuff that just frustrated me so much. Anything related to Nick, where he
Yeah.
had those Nick tickets,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I get one, and then all of a sudden I accidentally, so I'm a button masher at times. And so all of a sudden everything stops and it goes through that roulette wheel type
Yeah.
of thing, and I'm going, no, and
Breaks the flow of the game
so
so
I just
much.
ended up using the Nick tickets as the second I got it, just so that I got rid of it. Then I can actually just use just the natural flow of the fighting. I mean, if Batman Arkham City or Arkham Asylum had that, I would have tossed that controller out the window. But
I just beat Arkham City though. That was
that's amazing. Game.
yes, really fun game. I
Now,
don't
Origins comes out soon.
Yes, I didn't like in City how depending on where you were in the story, locks out part of the area, especially if there's all the unlockables that I haven't gotten over there yet, and it's like, well, I can't go over there now. What the hell? And I finally got the thing that allows me to get that one thing that's over there. So
Catwoman is well worth the download if you didn't
yes,
get it
so
automatically.
is Nightwing and Robin.
Yeah, I'm a Catwoman fan. I love the character, except for
I've heard good things
the
about
last
that one.
Batman
Yeah, I
movie.
never got to play it though, and all I
Did you play Arkham Asylum though?
No.
No, really?
It's really fun.
good, really good games, really flowy. Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
Joker.
Killer Croc.
Is Joker gonna be in Origins? Because I
It
heard
will
Mark
not
Hamill.
be Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill
Yeah,
does
he's
not
no
want-
longer.
He
doing
doesn't want to do
Joker.
it anymore. He's saving up to do the Star Wars movie, I suppose. But he doesn't want to. He's been doing this role for 20 years now.
I saw
It's
I saw an interview with him, and he was talking about the first time he went into audition for Joker, and he was like, everyone's got a voice in their head for Joker, and I don't know if I could do it. And then the interview was like, yeah, now everyone thinks of you when they think of Joker, and he was like, aw.
And yeah, the second Batman movie, The Dark Knight. Every time I heard the Joker speak, I was going,
That's
it
not
doesn't
Mark
sound
Hamill.
like Mark Hamill.
It's not Mark Hamill.
It's like, where's the Mark Hamill laugh?
I mean,
He's just so iconic.
Heath Ledger did a great Joker.
Oh, amazing job, yeah.
Great Joker,
It's-
but it wasn't Mark Hamill.
Yeah. It's the laugh.
It is the laugh.
And you get the clown Prince of Crime, music going on in the background, And that's why you should play Arkham Asylum.
Yes.
That's good enough reason for me right
Yes.
there.
Yes.
That is good enough reason.
It's the
All
the
of
game
Mark
itself
Hamill.
does a really good job on having a skill. I don't want to say skill tree, but more of like a gadget tree.
Yeah, it's a gadget tree.
And it gives a lot of opportunities where you can go multiple routes of tackling the enemies or tackling situations. I love that aspect of it.
I will say though, the difficulty curve is very up and down. Right away it's really easy, and then it hits really hard and you get stuck, and then it goes to super easy again for a while, and then it just up and down, up and down. Same for Arkham City.
Yeah.
Really, the Mr. Freeze was really hard, but then whoever was before him was super easy. So it was like, do I need to level more or something? So
See, and right now I'm playing Tomb Raider.
never got a hold of that.
I'm a Lara Croft fan. I love Lara Croft.
I heard that the new reimburse Laura Croft where she's kind of whiny and like more womany, if that guess.
No, it makes more sense with how the story is because there's a really good story with this one that wasn't with any of the other games.
Right.
I mean, Tomb Raider 2 probably had the best story of the previous games.
Right.
But this one is an in-depth story that feels more like a movie. And unlike Lollipop Chainsaw, when it cuts to a cutscene, it's smooth. It doesn't just stop all of the action. It just goes right in, and then all of a sudden it's done, and you're going back in there, and it doesn't interrupt every 2 seconds. You know, they do a really good job with that. Laura is a college student, and she is not, you know, she's becoming the Laura Croft that we all know she is.
Yeah.
This is her getting to that one, toughening up, and, you know, going to this amazingly tall radio tower at the very top, and I'm afraid of heights, and I play on a 32-inch high-def TV for my computer monitor, and oh my god, yeah, afraid of heights. Yeah.
Don't ever play Just Cause 2 then. Everything up there is like heights.
Well, if I know I can fly, yes.
That's true. You have infinite amount of parachutes.
I gotta say, the last time I played a Tomb Raider game was probably for the PlayStation, and I could not pass the first area.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
there was this, all I remember is there's a tiger.
Yeah, oh,
There's this vine that you have to jump across, and at the time I could not do it. I spent like 2 hours trying to get across that area. No,
Well,
I'm like, I'm done.
We
I'm
were
done.
like 8.
Yeah.
That is true.
And we were like 8, and all it mattered was going to that one tunnel where you get the camera right into the perfect spot, and
Yeah, the most difficult enemy of a Tomb Raider game, at least before this recent one, is the camera.
yeah.
That's the most difficult enemy you can face. If you can beat that, you can beat the game.
I recently got the Prince of Persia HD Remix trilogy.
Ooh,
I
nice.
forgot how bad those cameras were. I mean, because they set it to where they didn't want it against any walls or something, so if you hit one, it like zooms back, and I'm like, I'm trying to look at something! Leave me alone!
Oh, yeah.
God.
Well, there's a Prince of Persia game that you gotta play.
Right.
The original.
I've played that.
Yeah.
So fun.
A couple years ago. Are you sure?
The side scroller?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Because
fun.
a couple years ago, in the video game room for Kitsune, we had the original Prince of Persia game. I believe it was for the Sega CD, and it was our Rage Quit tournament game. It was whoever can last the longest in this game, and that game was brutal. And the jumping, the action, any motion you do is a half a second off from registering on the screen. So when all the jumping puzzles, you have to do it a half a second earlier than you intend to do.
I guess I'm just good at that because I find them easy.
Yeah.
I find it really fun.
It takes me a lot of...
That or the emulator I played it on was like not that.
It takes a lot of the game to show me what, if I want to play those games. I usually don't look at them and want to play them right away, but if I see the game playing some of the stuff and I can see that the controls work pretty good, then I usually give it a chance. But I'm pretty one genre specific in a lot of my playing. So.
You play RPGs, right?
Yeah, I mean most of what I play are RPGs, whereas another one I usually play is shooters, which is kind of a weird mixture. But one of the games I've actually been playing recently is one of the Breath of Fire games. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. I've
Okay.
never actually seen any of
And
it.
the reason I want to bring that series up too is because recently they actually announced Breath of Fire 6. Now it's been almost 10 years since they released a Breath of Fire game. Now I was, as much as I was excited for this, being a huge fan of the series, it was a horrible bust. Horrible. It was just awful.
It was?
Yeah, I mean you cannot imagine the disappointment that every gamer's face that was a fan of the series. Not only does it not hardly look at all like a Breath of Fire game, it's for mobile phones
Wow.
and multiplayer.
Ooh.
Oh, so wow.
Now this series, I mean, if you've never played it, was a pretty standard RPG at the time. It was it's a JRPG and it was turn-based.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of those games at the time, PlayStation, Super Nintendo era.
I admit, I love the turn-based RPGs more than the latest stuff because it's.
I've never been a fan of turn-based except for 7.
I'm not as.
Well,
I bought
you can't really consider that
and it's
turn-based.
like,
that was
I
more
want to do the
ATB.
fancy attacks, and I don't know. It's. Yeah. I like the turn-based ones.
Yeah, I mean, I might be biased because I grew up with it and I played a lot of that stuff, so I really like it. But while I do like the action RPGs, that's also one of my favorite ones.
I think that's why I like Kingdom Hearts so much, because you get the in-depth story and the heavy role-playing of a JRPG without the turn-based system, and it's basically hack and slash.
You should cosplay as Sora.
I've been thinking of cosplaying as Sora or Roxas multiple times, but I never go through with it.
See, if you want Zach to cosplay as Sora, email us at podcast@kitsunecon.com
If this
comment on
video
our YouTube page.
If this video gets 1,000 likes, I will cosplay as Sora. Guaranteed.
How about like 10?
Okay, alright. 20 likes, and I
Okay.
will cosplay as Sora, and they have to be from non-staffers.
Oh, you can actually tell?
Yes.
Oof. I liked every video that I'm in. It's like, that's like the first thing you do is like, ooh, like, you know? Me!
So, I will guarantee that, and we'll film it and do something with that, or something, I don't know. Anyway, on that, challenge to the internet.
We got internet?
Yes, the internet is a thing. We've talked about it before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I've heard about this thing.
Yes, I hear it's a
I'm
thing.
more used to my internet's on a hologram.
You're not from the future, no matter how much you want to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sure.
You never know, I could be my own grandpa.
Oh, God. So, on that,
I'm Afro Hammer.
I'm Zach.
I'm Todd.
You guys have your own grandpa. It looks fine. Yeah. Man wearing that type of hat, you don't mess with it.
So we're all the way down here.